Part 3. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu Da Cha Xiao. Chapter 21. At 1:30 late at night, an SUV parked on the road outside the supermarket warehouse. Four sneaky figures got out of the car with machetes and iron bars in hand. It is Hwazi and others. At 1:30 in the middle of the night, I guess everyone inside was asleep. Let's try to win it once. Men, kill them all. Girl, he. The corners of Hwazi's mouth rose unconsciously. Several others also laughed. Doomsday, you should live so unscrupulously. Wu Jiangguo just has too many rules, and following him is meaningless. Go. Fight for a quick fix. The long night should be spent on women. Hwazi took the lead and walked in the front. In the warehouse, Wang Ran did not fall asleep. Just finished feeding, he went to the ice bank to get a bottle of cold beer. It's time to have a bottle of cold beer, not to mention how cool it is. When passing by the large monitoring screen, the dynamic capture system issued a prompt. Wang Ran glanced at it. Yo, it's these guys. Wang Ran smiled slightly. Hwazi's bald head was very conspicuous, and Wang Ran recognized it at a glance. During the day, Wang Ran felt that this Hwazi had no good intentions. Sure enough, it came to the door at night. Master, do you want me to clean them up? Suziao volunteered to say. After today's feeding, she felt stronger again. Need not. I'll go by myself and take a outside by the way. With a beer in one hand and a tang knife in the other, Wang Ran opened the door leisurely and walked out. The four people who were outside groping for how to enter the warehouse were instantly stunned when they saw the door open. How could this be delivered to your door? Boy, just right. How many people are there? Call them all out. Today, my lord Hua told you, I want this place. Hwazi looked at Wang Ran arrogantly. Where is this warehouse? There are 3 people in total with me. However, in the middle of the night, I was reluctant to let my woman come out to attract mosquitoes. Wang Ran took a sip of beer and said with a smile. What? Just so many people? Hwazi was stunned for a moment, and then immediately showed a happy expression. This also means that they can easily win here. A warehouse of supplies. 2 beauties whose legs are soft when they look at them. Ha. Boy, you should surrender directly. Maybe if I'm having a good time, I'll accept you as a younger brother. Yo, and cold beer. This place is great. Hwazi's eyes lit up when he saw the beer in Wang Ran's hand. Want a cold beer? Wang Ran took the wine bottle and took a few steps forward. That's not. In this world, if you can have a sip of cold beer, then you won't live in vain. Come here, hurry up, and bring you some bottles, Lord Hua. Hwazi relied on his large number of people, and did not take Wang Ran seriously at all. Okay. Since you want so much, then give you a bottle. Wang Ran took a quick step forward and smashed the beer bottle on Hwazi's head. Boom. The beer bottle was directly smashed to pieces. Hwazi's bald head instantly saw red. Wang Ran's blow was not light, and Hwazi only felt that the world was spinning. Depend on. Actually attacked Brother Hua. Come on guys. As soon as Gangza gave an order, the other 3 immediately rushed up with their weapons. Wang Ran calmly pulled out the tang knife, holding the handle of the knife with both hands, chop. Gangza, who rushed in front, was directly cut into 2 pieces by Wang Ran from the waist. He watched helplessly as his upper body kept falling downwards, but he couldn't do anything. Despair. There is only despair in Gangza's eyes. When the other 2 younger brothers saw this scene, they were instantly terrified. However, they rushed too fast and couldn't hold back their pace. A knife. 2 knives. The heads of the 2 people rose directly into the sky, and the empty necks continued to spray the sky with blood rain. At this time, Hwazi, who was covering his head, finally came to his senses. Looking at the three corpses around him, he was so frightened that he couldn't hold the machete in his hand. He finally knew why Wang Ran was able to occupy this warehouse by himself. With this skill, 10 more people are not enough to kill him. Big brother. I was wrong, big brother. I have eyes but don't know Mount Tai. Just let me go. Hwazi knelt directly on the ground and kowtowed. He had a big hole in his head, and more blood flowed back. At first glance, I thought it was a watermelon with a mouth open. As for me, the biggest advantage is to hold revenge. It doesn't matter if you look at my warehouse, everyone will have this idea. But the look in my woman's eyes. There is a problem. However, I'm in a good mood today, so I'm going to give you a chance. Whether you can survive is up to you. As Wang Ran said that, he swung the knife directly, cutting off both of Hwazi's legs from his knees. Hwazi quickly understood Wang Ran's intentions. Cut off his legs and let him crawl out on his own. This shows that Wang Ran will not chase and kill him. Whether he can live or not really depends on him. Therefore, even if his legs were cut off, Hwazi did not dare to shout loudly, for fear of attracting zombies. As long as he can hold on and climb into the car, then there is a chance of life. Okay, then it's up to you to work hard. I'll give you a small gift when I leave. Wang Ran took out a Bluetooth speaker from his pocket. Hwazi was shocked. What is this for? What the is a Bluetooth speaker? Wang Ran smiled and turned on the Bluetooth speaker. You are mine, little apple. The full volume of the Bluetooth speaker is particularly obvious in this quiet night. Many zombies wandering around turned to this side one after another. You are so mean to me. Hwazi's teeth were bitten with blood oozing out. However, now he has no ability to fight back at all. Yeah, I'm Yin Yu. You come and bite me. Wang Ran smiled and threw the Bluetooth speaker not far from Hwazi. I'll go first, you climb slowly. After Wang Ran finished speaking, he picked up the knife and returned to the warehouse leisurely. Now, Hwazi has two options. 1. Climb 20 meters and turn off the speakers. 2nd, climb 50 meters in one breath and return to the car. The car and the speaker are two directions, you must choose one of the two. Hwazi's heart was extremely tangled. To turn off the speakers, the escape time is short. But if it is not closed, a large number of zombies will be attracted again. No time to think. Hwazi gritted his teeth and climbed directly to the car parked on the side of the road. Roar. There were originally many zombies wandering around the warehouse. The supermarket hall is also very close here, and there are many zombies in it. Under the rhythmic melody of Little Apple, a large number of zombies were attracted. Before Hwazi climbed halfway, he was surrounded by dozens of zombies. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu Cha Xiao. Chapter 22. The next morning, Wang Ran woke up from his sleep refreshed. Since there was no one else in the warehouse, Wang Ran has stopped sleeping in the tent. The mattresses, pillows, quilts, etc. are quite complete here, and Wang Ran laid the floor directly in front of the big screen. This makes it easier to watch what's going on in the monitor at any time. Master, it's time for breakfast. The well-behaved Lin Momo served steak and fried eggs. The steak has been thinly sliced and sprinkled with pepper. The eggs are also half-boiled, the perfect state. Lin Momo's cooking skills really have nothing to say. Master, let me feed you. Lin Momo leaned beside Wang Ran, used a fork to fork a piece of steak, and brought it to Wang Ran's mouth. Tasty. Wang Ran praised it immediately after eating a piece. Thank you for the compliment, master. Then do I have a reward? Lin Momo asked with a blushing face. I always think you're tricking me, but I don't have any evidence. Wang Ran rubbed Lin Momo's little head. Lin Momo continued to feed Wang Ran. Hey, what about Xiao? Where did you go early in the morning? Wang Ran asked curiously. When I woke up today, I didn't see Su Xiao. Miss Xiao saw from the screen that a large number of zombies surrounded the warehouse. She went out early in the morning to clean up the zombies. Lin Momo explained. Hiss. You two are doing so well. I always feel that you have some purpose. Wang Ran rubbed his waist. Since the past 2 days and they have improved each other's strength, his waist seems to be much stronger. It doesn't feel as sour as it did 2 days ago. It's not impossible to give them some extra rewards occasionally. Soon, Lin Momo finished Wang Ran's breakfast. Master, I'm going to wash the dishes. Lin Momo got up and was about to leave, but Wang Ran grabbed her. Master, who are you? Lin Momo looked blank. But soon, she understood. The master is going to reward himself. As soon as the plate was thrown and the quilt rolled up, Lin Momo got into the quilt directly. Soon, Lin Momo's night dress was thrown out of the bed. This is followed by a large bra. Then there is the fat times of a polka dot pattern. Lin Momo in the quilt was cleaned up. Lin Momo's face was so hot that he lay down on Wang Ran with his head down. Stripped off as soon as it came up, it's too direct. Lin Momo suddenly shuddered. It hasn't even started yet. Suddenly something stood up under her belly. In the process of standing up, the pillar crossed Lin Momo's wet grass, causing Lin Momo to tremble. Master, this is too sudden. Lin Momo shrank down. This time, the aggressive rubbing of sensitive parts is really terrible. Today, Lin Momo didn't want to be stabbed and fainted like before. Lin Momo shrank down like this, and the huge 2 lumps of meat were directly presented in front of Wang Ran. Wang Ran stretched out a hand and squeezed one of the balls. It feels so good. Soft and elastic, the skin is smooth. Wang Ran couldn't help rubbing it repeatedly. Master, take it easy. Too sensitive to say. Lin Momo pleaded softly. She's sensitive everywhere, it's terrible. Wang Ran wouldn't feel sorry for Momo in this kind of thing. He directly added a hand, and the rain and dew were all wet, and neither side was spared. The 2 groups of kept changing shape in Wang Ran's hands. Sometimes stretched. Sometimes squished. Sometimes they get together to squeeze out a deep groove. Lin Momo has bit his lip, otherwise, he will definitely scream. Wang Ran saw that Lin Momo endured very hard work, so 2 thumbs swiped directly on the 2 pink bumps. Ah! Lin Momo finally couldn't hold back anymore, and raised his head to release all the emotions he had accumulated just now. The 2 pink bumps, like Lin Momo, raised their heads shyly. Lin Momo shrank down again. This time, a sturdy pillar came directly between the 2 groups of big breasts. Lin Momo was stunned for a while, this position. She naturally held her soft and clamped the pillar. Perfect package. Wang Ran felt like he was soaking in a hot spring, warm and comfortable. Lin Momo held his chest, gently wrapped the pillar and rubbed it up and down, and occasionally lowered his head to put the top of the pillar in his mouth. Although Lin Momo's tongue is not as flexible as Su Xiao's, with the cooperation of the 2 groups of big breasts, the impact is no less than Su Xiao's tongue. Especially the visual impact. Lin Momo also liked this kind of operation. After all, doing it yourself is pleasant and not too sensitive. As Lin Momo kept swallowing the pillar in his mouth, the pillar became more and more slippery. The pleasure brought by friction is also getting stronger and stronger. Wang Ran's hand climbed onto Lin Momo's back and went downstream along the back. Soon, Wang Ran's hand came to Lin Momo's buttocks. Lin Momo's hips are as soft as his chest, but more elastic. Wang Ran kneaded with both hands wantonly, and then broke both hands at the same time. A wet door was opened. Lin Momo's body softened instantly, and he swallowed the pillar directly. At the same time, Wang Ran broke out. A large amount of white liquid full of energy violently impacted Lin Momo's throat. Like a high-pressure water gun, it was flushed in Lin Momo's esophagus. Lin Momo wanted to cough but couldn't, so he could only hold his breath and wait for the shock to end. A full 10 seconds. Lin Momo burst into tears. A lot of milky white liquid leaked out and dripped onto Lin Momo's white and tender chest. Cough cough cough. Master, you have filled me up. Lin Momo wiped away his tears and looked aggrieved. At the same time, she did not forget to grab her chest and lick off the white liquid dripping on it. This can't be wasted. The top is full, but the bottom is not yet. Wang Ran smiled, grabbed Lin Momo's waist with both hands, lifted her up, and aimed the pillar at the hole. Master, so soon? I'm not ready yet. Why don't I rub your chest again? Hey. Do not. Too deep, Master, I want more. Plus, speed up. Right. After the previous battle, Lin Momo's patience has improved a lot. Wang Ran pushed to the womb every time, but Lin Momo persevered. At the same time, Lin Momo unconsciously twisted his waist back and forth, cooperating with Wang Ran's impact. The two groups of kept jumping with Wang Ran's impact. Wang Ran's lower abdomen was completely wet with the liquid from Lin Momo, like a jar of water. The sound of the impact was no longer crisp, but mixed with the sound of water. Lin Momo's consciousness is getting weaker and weaker, and he has begun to roll his eyes. Wang Ran knew that she was going. Wang Ran sat up directly and took Lin Momo into his arms. Lin Momo hooked Wang Ran's neck with both hands, and the two directly pressed against Wang Ran's chest muscles. She no longer knew what she was doing. Now she just wants Wang Ran to fill her body. Wang Ran supported Lin Momo's soft buttocks with both hands, and suddenly started to accelerate. Ugh! Lin Momo raised his head sharply, and saliva couldn't stop flowing from the corner of his mouth. She couldn't take it anymore and lost consciousness. But Wang Ran's attack didn't stop. Wang Ran attacked Lin Momo's hole as violently as his life. With a violent convulsion, Wang Ran finally fired. This time, the hot liquid poured directly into Lin Momo's body. Her stomach bulged slightly. Wang Ran was in no hurry to pull out the pillar. This way the white liquid will flow out and it will be wasted. Just keep this position and let Momo absorb it for a while. Although Lin Momo lost consciousness, her hole and passage were constantly wriggling. Wang Ran felt that her entire pillar was firmly sucked by her. Soon, Wang Ran's pillar stood up again. This time, it's harder and hotter than before. Wang Ran started to attack again. Lin Momo woke up not long after absorbing the energy of the white liquid. The battle continues. After cleaning up the zombies, Suzuao returned to the warehouse. Okay. You actually. Suzuao stood in front of the bed with her hips on her shoulders, looking unhappy. You work so hard to clean up the zombies, but you two are secretly hiding here. This is ignoring your own schedule. Too much. Sister Xiao. The master praised you just now and said he would reward you. Lin Momo held a pillow in front of him and jumped out of the bed. Reward me. That must be rewarded. When Suzuao heard Lin Momo's words, she was secretly happy, but her face was still sullen. Girls, even if they become zombies, they still need to be coaxed. Okay, our family Xiao is the best. Come in quickly, while it's hot. Wang Ran waved to Suzuao. After all the steps were given, Suzuao was no longer restrained, she tore off her clothes with both hands, and threw herself into the bed. What an energetic, noon. After the battle, Wang Ran rested comfortably on the cushion and enjoyed the lunch fed by Lin Momo. After eating, exercising, eating after exercising. Wang Ran's life is the same as that of breeding pigs. Before long, Wu Jiangguo and others appeared on the monitoring screen. Here comes the businessman. Outside the warehouse. Wu Jiangguo got out of the car with his younger brothers. This is Hua's car. I couldn't see anyone when I woke up in the morning, and I came here secretly. Those bastards. Wu Jiangguo couldn't help cursing. Boss, do you think Huazi and the others succeeded? A younger brother asked. Succeed? You don't even think about it, people who can occupy this place will be weak. Don't talk about Huazi, all of us together, we may not be able to win this warehouse. Although this world has collapsed, some rules still have to be observed. Huazi broke the rules, I don't even know if we can continue trading with them. Wu Jiangguo sighed. Confused, the group walked forward with the collected diesel and gasoline barrels. Boss, why are there so many zombie corpses on the ground? It wasn't so much when I came yesterday. It looks fresh, just died not long ago. A little brother muttered. At least 200 zombie corpses. If it were us, we wouldn't necessarily be able to finish it in one day. Now, do you know their strength? In the future, in the end times, don't arbitrarily hit other people's ideas. Wu Jiangguo warned. The brothers all nodded. They are not the same as Huazi, so the three views are fairly positive, and they can listen to Wu Jiangguo's words. Boss, look. Isn't this Gang's body? A little brother pointed to the upper half of his body on the ground and said. Break at the waist, and the incision is neat. It was cut in half by a knife. I remember the little brother here, with a tang knife. You can see his power. Wu Jiangguo was shocked after an analysis. It's not bad for a normal person to chop off his head by swinging a knife. Cut in the middle. What a force to do that. The younger brothers next to him also sighed when they heard it. Such a terrible guy, you can't mess with it. While speaking, the warehouse door opened. A young man in a nightgown walked out slowly, carrying a knife. It was Wang Ran. Dude, I have to apologize to you first. I just found out that there are a few unreliable people under my command who came to you to do something last night. This is my mismanagement, and I apologize to you. As an apology. Half of our oil today is free for you. Hope you do not mind. Wu Jiangguo slapped his chest with one hand and apologized. Since you said so. Okay, just do what you want. Wang Ran smiled and nodded. He knew why Wu Jiangguo became the strongest awakener and leader in An City. The three views are positive, the character is good, and his own strength is also good. Such people will naturally attract a large number of people to follow. Soon, the two sides reached a deal. That's right, buddy. Last time you said you needed gold. Although I don't know what's the use of gold in this environment. However, I found a good place. It's a big bank with an underground vault in it. An ant in our camp happens to be the vaulter of this bank and has the key there. If you're interested, we can go together. As for how to divide the gold obtained, you can mention it. Wu Jiangguo said aloud. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu Cha Xiao. Chapter 23. Treasury. That's kind of interesting. Well, if there is really gold in it, it's all mine. I will directly exchange it for food for you. The exact amount of exchange depends on the amount of gold. Anyway, it will definitely not make you suffer, how about it? Wang Ran suggested. As a past person, Wang Ran knew the value of gold. After the apocalypse has developed for a period of time, The order has gradually stabilized, all currencies are worthless, and only the ancient metal of gold has been valued by people again. Wu Jiangguo looked at his subordinates, then nodded. Just do as you say. When do we act? Wu Jiangguo asked. I'll say hi to my woman and go. Wang Ran said with a smile. You only leave your woman here. Aren't you afraid that others will stare at this place? Wu Jiangguo was a little worried. Have you seen the 200 zombie corpses at the door? My woman was bored when she woke up in the morning, and she killed it by herself. I don't think anyone can take this warehouse unless someone comes with a heavy weapon. After Wang Ran finished speaking, he turned his head and entered the warehouse. Kill 200 zombies alone. Boss, do you believe it? Just kidding. The younger brothers took a deep breath. I don't think he needs to lie. I saw it that day. Those two girls can easily hold more than 20 pounds with one hand. And you see, these 200 zombies all died in the same way, they were all headshots. Obviously it came from one person. So his statement is still somewhat credible. Although I don't know how she did it. Wu Jiangguo analyzed. The younger brothers swallowed. Terrible, terrifying. No wonder it can occupy such a rich warehouse. No, strength really doesn't work. Not long after, Wang Ran came out. It is estimated that they have already said hello. Let's go. Get it done in an hour. I'll be delivering takeout later. Wang Ran took a dozen cold beers and distributed them to everyone. Thanks. Wu Jiangguo and the younger brothers showed joyful expressions one after another. In this environment, it is so cool to drink a sip of cold beer. Brother Wang Ran, let's go back to the camp first and put the food away. Then take the key to the vault. It's all on the way, it's not far. Wu Jiangguo started the car while drinking beer. These days, there are no traffic police investigations for drunk driving. Drinking a little beer won't affect driving. Soon, Wang Ran followed them to a school. There are some scattered zombies wandering around the school, apparently just walking in. As the gymnasium of the survivor base, the protective measures are quite good. Around it, a large number of baffles and class seats were piled up to form a barrier, leaving only a small passage. There are also 4 strong men guarding the entrance of the passage. I'm a veteran, so I have a bit of experience defensively. I made arrangements on the spot, so don't laugh at it. Wu Jiangguo said with a smile. With such an intensity, there should be no problem within half a month. Wang Ran muttered. Half a month. Why is it exactly half a month? Wu Jiangguo did not understand. You'll know when the time comes. Anyway, it's better to continue to strengthen the defense. Wang Ran simply said a few words. After half a month, some mutant zombies will appear one after another. Although the mutant zombies in the early stage were not very strong, they were already able to survive the siege of more than a dozen people. If you take it lightly, you will definitely lose a lot. Wu Jiangguo and his subordinates carried the food into the gymnasium. Wang Ran was waiting at the door, having nothing to do, looking around at the gymnasium. To be honest, the location of this camp is not good. Although there is this gymnasium for the time being to shelter the wind and rain and carry zombies. But the location of this school is too central. There are many residential areas around. The more residential areas, the more people, and the more zombies. After a period of time, if mutant zombies appear, it is relatively dangerous here. However, everyone has their own way of living in the end times. Wang Ran will not interfere with others. After all, there are so many people in the world, and it is impossible for Wang Ran to take care of all of them. At this time, a small figure flashed behind the wall outside the gymnasium, attracting Wang Ran's attention. Wang Ran walked over cautiously. A thin little golden retriever was shrinking in the corner, shivering. Judging from the size, This little golden retriever is estimated to be just over a month old. Its eyes are a little dim. It looks like I've been hungry for a day or two. There are zombie carrion around, but it is smarter and doesn't touch the flesh. Wang Ran took out a ham sausage from his pocket that he took with him as a snack, peeled it off, and put it in front of the little golden retriever. This little guy was obviously very hungry. After confirming that Wang Ran had no ill will towards it, he swallowed the sausage in a few mouthfuls. Woo-oh! The little golden retriever called out a few times softly, as if to express that he was not full. I brought one. Why don't you follow me? There is a lot of meat in my base. Wang Ran asked with a smile. Little golden retriever didn't know if he understood Wang Ran's words, so he stepped forward and rubbed Wang Ran's shoes. Okay, you can follow me from now on. Wang Ran directly picked up the little golden retriever, pocketed it in his pajamas, and put it in his arms. There are many advantages to having a dog in the last days. For example, alert at night, such as searching for supplies, etc. Of course, this has to be a smart breed. If it's someone else, maybe its owner won't live long. Not long after, Wu Jiangguo came out. This time, he brought a few more people, a total of 7 people. Everyone has weapons such as hammers, maces, steel pipes, etc. in their hands. It seems that the operation of the treasury is still very important. Let's go, brother Wang Ran. Wu Jiangguo took everyone into the car. Yo, brother Wang Ran, where did you pick up a dog? In this world, we can't bear to keep a dog. If this dog grows up, it will have to eat a lot. Wu Jiangguo sighed. It looked pleasing to the eye, so I brought it with me. Eat, I don't lack it anyway. Wang Ran smiled. It's also. Speaking of which, there are many large supermarkets in N City. It's your safest room. I've been to other supermarkets, and in some places the warehouses have been knocked down on all 4 walls. Wu Jiangguo sighed. Wang Ran smiled and said nothing. In his warehouse, there are thousands of zombies around. Usually, Su Xiao cleans up those closest to the warehouse door, and there are still many zombies wandering around. Ordinary people would not dare to make the idea of this warehouse under such circumstances. Of course, with the passage of time and the gradual scarcity of supplies, there are bound to be many people who take risks for food. Therefore, when the food with a short shelf life was processed, Wang Ran began to prepare to evacuate to Donghu Island. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 24. After a few minutes' drive, the group came to the door of a bank. This bank is the largest bank in N City and one of the very few banks equipped with a special underground vault. Although it has entered a state of doomsday, the security measures of the bank are still very good. The purse and the treasury are firmly locked. There is no way to get in without the key. Let's go. We've been here once. It shouldn't be very dangerous. Wu Jiangguo got out of the car while talking. The group opened the anti-theft shutter and entered the bank. The light in the bank was low and it was very quiet. Wang Ran gently stroked the little golden retriever's head, signaling it not to bark. This little thing, Wang Ran didn't dare to leave it alone in the car. In terms of safety, Wang Ran was the safest beside him. Through the 2 doors, there is a small elevator leading to the underground vault. We got the card and key. Wu Jiangguo patted his pocket. Wang Ran nodded. If this is not prepared, there is really no way to get the gold in the vault. Of course, when the city's power goes out, it's even harder to come back. Wu Jiangguo swiped his card and led everyone through 2 doors smoothly. Along the way, no zombies were encountered. We didn't go this far the last time we came. But there is not a single zombie here. I always feel a little strange. Wu Jiangguo said softly. There must be zombies here. Wang Ran said very firmly. because he could feel the little golden retriever in his arms trembling with fear. Animal instincts are very strong. As soon as the little golden retriever entered here, it began to tremble, which means that there must be a problem here. But this little guy is also quite obedient, afraid of being afraid, but he didn't call out. Brother Wang Ran is very powerful. You said so. I must believe you. Everyone, be a little more vigilant. Wu Jiangguo reminded softly. At this time, a little brother accidentally kicked a flashlight. In a quiet environment, this sound is particularly obvious. Everyone stopped for a moment and observed the surrounding environment. Nothing happened. If there were zombies, they should have rushed over. Unless. Wu Jiangguo frowned. Unless, the zombies are below. Wang Ran pointed to the floor. There should be no danger at this level. It is estimated that the staff of the bank took the elevator to hide below after the zombie outbreak. However, judging from the current situation, there should be no living people below. Just don't know how many zombies are down there. Let's go, we have to go down. Wang Ran went over and pressed the elevator button. For security reasons, only this elevator can go down the bank vault. A group of people can only go up and down through the elevator. The elevator went up slowly. The tension in Wu Jiangguo's group continued to increase as the elevator slowly ascended. All aimed their weapons at the elevator doors. Ding! The sound of the elevator arriving made Wu Jiangguo and his group tremble. Then, the elevator door slowly opened. It's empty inside. There was a long blood stain on the floor of the elevator. Other than that, the elevator looked normal. This blood stain is so strange. Wu Jiangguo frowned. This blood stain, obviously someone was hiding in the elevator and trying to run, but was dragged out. And there is no blood on the ground on our floor. This shows that everything happened downstairs. There are indeed zombies down there. Everyone, be careful. After Wang Ran finished speaking, he took the lead and walked into the elevator. The others were stunned and followed suit. The elevator door slowly closed and began to descend. Going down is more stressful than waiting for the elevator to come up. The elevator space is so large, in case of any emergency, there is nowhere to run. In addition, the unknown is the most frightening. No one knows what will appear when the elevator door opens when they reach the ground in a while. The fluorescent lights in the elevator flickered and made a crackling sound. This made the most timid little brother with long hair tremble violently. Ha ha ha, Lin Hua, are you cultural people so timid? A strong man laughed. I'm just an ordinary person, isn't it normal to be afraid? This Lin Hua is an elementary school teacher, and his strength is indeed relatively weak. Wu Jiangguo would not have brought him out if the four of Huazi went to look for Wang Ran to die, resulting in a shortage of manpower. If you are in danger in a while, don't freak out. The strong man was amused. The tense atmosphere in the elevator was relieved a lot by the conversation between the two. Boom! The elevator stopped. Everyone focused again. All weapons, all facing the outside in unison. Ding! With a crisp sound, the elevator door slowly opened. It was dark ahead, and it was impossible to see what was inside. A cold wind blows. Everyone felt their cold hairs stand up. The little golden hair in Wang Ran's arms trembled even more. Everyone be careful, the things ahead seem to be quite dangerous. Wang Ran held the knife in one hand, and held the flashlight on the handle of the knife in the other hand, and walked at the front. The others, led by Wu Jiangguo, followed closely behind. This is a long passage. The light of the flashlight can't reach the end, and it can only illuminate the surrounding area of more than 10 meters. Both sides of the channel. All corpses. Why are these corpses all broken up? It doesn't look like zombies, do it? The strong man whispered softly. Ordinary zombies will only eat living people. They have never seen such cruelty. Wrong. Some corpses have been turned into zombies, and they are still divided. This is definitely not made by ordinary zombies. Possible. A not so good signal appeared in Wang Ran's mind. Mutated zombies. Someone once concluded that the more confined space there are, the more likely there are mutant zombies. This is the same as raising goo. After these zombies are killed, a powerful mutant zombie will be born. Originally, Wang Ran thought that the mutant zombies only appeared a month before the end. Unexpectedly, I met here in just a few days. It seems that it is not that the mutant zombies appeared late, but that they may just be trapped in some places and cannot get out. Ugh. At the end of the corridor, there was a slight whimper. Creepy. I quit. I want to go back. Lin Hua shouted and rushed directly to the elevator. Grass. Lin Hua, what are you doing? Wu Jiangguo couldn't help but curse. With such a howl, there is really something that will be awakened by you. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 25. Lin Hua, come back. You took the elevator up, what should we do? The strong man wanted to go to Lin Hua, but Lin Hua was running away, already running into the elevator, pressing the button desperately. The elevator door slowly closed. Grass. The strong man cursed softly. Don't worry about it, let's move on. Just do whatever you want. Wang Ran continued to walk forward. Brothers, keep up. Wu Jiangguo took the lead and followed closely. He admired Wang Ran very much, and he still kept his composure under such circumstances. Soon, Wang Ran was approaching the end of the passage. The flashlight illuminated a back. A woman with long hair and a shawl turned her back to the crowd and lowered her head to eat something. Whoa! The woman felt the crowd behind her, stopped eating, and made a goosebump sound. Boss, this is a ghost. The strong man was a little hairy. Not like the living. Wu Jiangguo's body trembled instinctively. Intuition tells him that this thing is terrible. Wang Ran inserted the flashlight into the waistband of his pajamas, and instead held a knife in both hands. This is ready to attack. Kaka kaka. The long-haired woman turned her head slowly. A pale face and bloodshot eyes. The pupils are the signature off-white. Her chin and neckline were all blackened with blood, those were dried blood. It seemed that the corpses in the entire underground passage were eaten by her. A mutant female zombie. It's a pity it looks a little ugly. Wang Ran smiled. Whoa! With a wailing, the long-haired female zombie suddenly burst into place. Her long nails made deep scratches directly on the wall next to the passage. Boom! The sharp claws of the female zombie slashed across the wall, and sprinkled some gravel and sand on the crowd. Immediately afterwards, she jumped back and forth directly on the wall of the passage, approaching everyone. Take a seat. Ha ha. Wang Ran's reaction was far beyond ordinary people, and he quickly captured the movement of the female zombie in the air. Swipe down. One arm of the female zombie was directly cut off by the Tang Dao. Ow! The female zombie let out a harsh scream and fell to the ground. However, she quickly got up again. A short-haired man closest to her smashed her head with an iron rod. A muffled sound. The female zombies didn't seem to have suffered much damage. She had one tooth, and her claws swept across the short-haired man's forehead instantly. Pat! The short-haired man's tianlage fell to the ground together with his scalp. The female zombie stretched out her hand, took out the short-haired man's brain, and stuffed it into her mouth. Zhangqiang. Wu Jiangguo's eyes turned red, and he slashed at the female zombie with a fire axe. The female zombie flashed slightly, dodging the blow. Give me some space. Wang Ran said lightly, and charged towards the female zombie with the knife. Wu Jiangguo knew that he and others were not the opponents of the female zombies, and blocking them here would only get in the way, so he immediately took a few steps back. When the female zombie saw Wang Ran rushing towards him, a hint of vigilance flashed in her eyes. Roar! The female zombie hesitated for a moment, not daring to confront Wang Ran head-on, but chose to rush to Wu Jiangguo, who were easy to deal with. Yes, are you so cowardly? Wang Ran immediately chased after the female zombie. However, judging from the speed, she may have killed Wu Jiangguo before Wang Ran caught up with her. Wang Ran made a decisive decision, grabbed the long knife directly, and violently threw it at the back of the female zombie. The long knife directly pierced the female zombie and nailed her to the ground. Wang Ran stepped forward quickly, stepped on the female zombie's back, and pulled out the knife. Crack! The female zombie's head rotated 180 degrees, twisted directly to the back, and her stench mouth opened and closed. Goodbye. Wang Ran raised the tang knife and swung it down violently. The head of the female zombie rolled aside. Call. Can the zombies be so powerful now? It's really hard to deal with. If it weren't for you, brother Wang Ran, we would all be doomed. Wu Jiangguo let out a long breath. He had never seen a zombie that could lift a human skull with one paw. Looks like everyone here has turned into zombies. So many zombies have nothing to eat, so they start eating each other's brains. In the end, the strongest one stayed, this guy. Wang Ran kicked the female zombie's head. In the future, zombies will become stronger and stronger. You have to prepare as soon as possible, that gym is not a place to stay for a long time. Wang Ran reminded. Thank you brother Wang Ran for reminding me. Let's move on. The goal this time is gold, and we can't come for nothing. Wu Jiangguo sighed. This time, another brother died. If it doesn't work, it's a pain in the ass. The group reached the end of the passage. At the end, there is a huge round door handle. There is a keyhole in the middle of the door handle. Wu Jiangguo stepped forward, put the key in, and then turned the handle with Wang Ran. Boom! Crack! The door was locked. The heavy iron door was opened. Wang Ran took a flashlight and took a photo inside. I go. Is it so exciting? Inside the iron gate is a large square space. It was full of cash and gold bricks. Cash is not available now. Even in vending machines, no one uses cash anymore. It's usually a direct hit. The gold here, a gold brick is exactly 1,000 grams. It looks like about $500. If this was placed before the end of the world, it would be worth 1 or 200 million. However, in the current situation, everyone is looking for food, and no one pays attention to gold. It was not until the end of the world that it basically stabilized that gold began to become an important currency in circulation. Survivor camps of various sizes have been collecting gold since then. Although Wang Ran doesn't know their purpose, but if someone wants it, it means gold is valuable. Bag it. Wang Ran took the black canvas bag next to him and put gold bars in it. Brothers join hands. Wu Jiangguo took the younger brothers to pretend together. A bag of 50 kilograms, a total of 11 bags. I only know now that gold is so heavy. I used to say that you would give me a bag full of gold, and I could walk like a fly with it. It now seems that I am too naive. The strong man sighed. A group of people carried bags and took the elevator back to the ground. That kid Lin Hua had already disappeared without a trace. Everyone loaded the gold bag by bag into the car. At this time, a figure suddenly appeared at the corner of the bank. Help! Boss, save me! Lin Hua's white shirt was covered with blood, and he was limping towards the crowd. Behind him, followed by 3 or 4 zombies. Yes, Lin Hua. You almost killed us. If it wasn't for Wang Ran's great skills, we would have died below. The strong man picked up the axe and rushed towards Lin Hua. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu Da Cha Xiao. Chapter 26. Zhu Ming, forget it. He has been bitten by a zombie, we don't need to do it. Wu Jiangguo stopped the strong man. After all, Lin Hua hadn't turned into a corpse yet, so Wu Jiangguo couldn't bear to do anything to him. You are lucky boy. The strong man Zhu Ming returned to the car. Let's go, let's transport the gold and exchange it for food, this time the task is complete. Wu Jiangguo started the car. The two pickups drove to the supermarket one after the other. In the supermarket, Su Xiao and Lin Momo watched the educational film together. Look, you can still do this and this. I didn't know that before. Su Xiao took the picture to heart while watching it. Lin Momo was too lazy to remember. Anyway, I prefer passive. Sister Xiao, did you and the master know each other before? Curious baby Lin Momo asked. I live in the building opposite him. I see him jogging downstairs every day. I wanted to say hello to him a few times, but unfortunately he ran so fast that I couldn't catch up. Su Xiao covered her mouth and smiled. I thought that two people could get to know each other through any opportunity, but who knows, the end of the world is coming. Well, now it's considered to be acquaintance, although the way of acquaintance is a bit strange. By the way, Miss Xiao, if the master often goes out to do things, what should we do when we are hungry? Lin Momo raised an important question. Your question is very constructive. That's right. It's okay if the master goes out for a long time, in case one or two goes away for a day or two. We might go crazy. Su Xiao squeezed her chin. Yeah, how can this be done? It's impossible for us to go out to eat people. Moreover, eating others may not necessarily have the same effect as eating the master. Lin Momo also expressed concern. I have a solution. Su Xiao's eyes lit up. We can secretly pick some when the master is asleep at night. I usually store it in the freezer. In case for need. Su Xiao said proudly. I'm such a clever little devil, I can think of such a great idea. In this way, the master will not find out. Lin Momo expressed his concerns. Do not worry. After the master exercised at night, he still slept quite dead. At that time, we will take it one by one. Light it up, it shouldn't be found. Su Xiao patted Lin Momo on the back to show encouragement. All right. Then give it a try. Lin Momo was finally bewitched by Su Xiao and succeeded. At this time, there was a sound of brakes outside. Two pickups also appeared on the surveillance screen. The master is back. Let's go meet him. Su Xiao jumped up at once. Although the two hadn't seen Wang Ran for an hour, they missed it as if it had been several days. Su Xiao opened the door, beat and kicked Lin Momo all the way, exploded a few zombies, and rushed to the pickup. Owner. Su Xiao rushed into Wang Ran's arms. Ow! Little golden retriever called out, as if he was awakened, expressing his dissatisfaction. Master, you brought a little guy back. So cute. Su Xiao hugged the little golden retriever. Master, I want to hug too. Lin Momo immediately jumped into Wang Ran's arms. This time the buffer is stronger. After all, it is a large double airbag. Okay, let's move these bags in first. Wang Ran pointed to the bag of gold in the back seat of the pickup. The two girls had two bags in one hand, and they easily picked them up and shipped them to the warehouse. I'll be darling, how can they be stronger than me? The strong man Zhu Ming stared in a daze. It looks like they are still very relaxed. Terrible, terrifying. Okay, let's do the math. Wang Ran said to Wu Jiangguo. Brother Wang Ran. If it weren't for you this time, we might all be folded inside. How to give something, how much to give, you have the final say. Wu Jiangguo said seriously. Wang Ran thought about it. This time the gold totaled more than 500 kilograms. Half is 250 kilograms. According to the exchange rate for takeout he sent online, at least 2,500 caddies of food can be exchanged. But Wang Ran also considered a practical problem. There are only a few dozen people in Wu Jiangguo's camp. Given so much food, it is impossible for them to eat it all within the shelf life. How about this? I'll give you 1,000 caddies of food. Another 10 cases of milk, 5 cases of beer, and a case of lauganma. The shelf life of food is only about 10 days. Don't save it. Eat it as soon as you can. Wang Ran thought about it. 1,000 pounds. Wu Jiangguo's eyes lit up. This is more than he imagined. This time, although they provided the key, without Wang Ran's strength, they would not be able to take out a single gold bar, and they would even be buried there. In his opinion, Wang Ran is already very good to be able to give 300 to 500 caddies. Who knew he would be willing to give 1,000 pounds at once? Also comes with some beer, old godmother. These are good things. The brothers took the risk and went out to search for supplies, and if they went back, they could have a sip of beer. Worth it? Brother Wang Ran, you are too polite. I'm a little embarrassed. Wu Jiangguo scratched the back of his head and said. Then, I'll have it for you. Wang Ran joked. That's not necessary, that's not necessary. Just as you say. Wu Jiangguo smiled honestly. You clear the road, and I'll arrange for someone to move the things out. After Wang Ran finished speaking, he walked back to the warehouse with the remaining bags of gold. Brothers, clear the way. Wu Jiangguo led people to clean up the wandering zombies nearby. They can't beat the mutant zombies, and these ordinary zombies are still very easy to deal with. Not long after, Lin Momo drove a forklift out of the warehouse. As an intern, she also briefly learned how to drive this thing. Next, everyone began to move goods into the car. 1,000 pounds of things, but a lot. The 2 pickups still can't fit. Finally, I got 2 more buns, and it was all finished. Okay, brother Wang Ran. This time I have a big harvest. If you need anything in the future, feel free to contact me. Wu Jiangguo looked satisfied. When I go back this time, the people in the camp don't have to save food. Take one of these and keep it as a souvenir. Wang Ran threw a gold brick into Wu Jiangguo's arms. They risked their lives to accompany them to the vault, and they should also have some souvenirs. Okay. Then we will have a chance to see you in the future. Brothers, go back. Wu Jiangguo gave an order, and the convoy drove to their camp in a mighty manner. I heard that gold can bite, it's true. Wu Jiangguo put the brick in his mouth and took a bite. Can really bite the mark. Boss, you just bite so raw, aren't you afraid of gold sticking between your teeth and swallowing it in your stomach? The strong man Zhu Ming laughed aside. What are you afraid of, what are you talking about hygiene these days? Wu Jiangguo didn't care. It's unknown how many days I can live, what to do with so much thought. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 27. Come on, let's go to your new home with me. Wang Ran returned to the warehouse with the little golden retriever. Master, what's the name of this puppy? Su Xiao asked. It hasn't been named yet. Look at the gender first, female. Then give me a softer name, Kuiwa. Wang Ran said. Too ugly. Why don't you call Xiao Jin? Su Xiao immediately rejected Wang Ran's suggestion. Although the name is simple, it is also appropriate. Little golden retriever called out a few times and agreed. Momo, in the future, its food will be handed over to you. Don't save the meat in the warehouse, I can't finish it by myself anyway. Wang Ran ordered. Owner. She's too young to eat meat yet. I have seen dog food in the warehouse. You can feed her puppy food first, and make some bone broth occasionally. Lin Momo knows more about pets. If it is really raised like Wang Ran, I don't know how long the little golden retriever can live. By the way, I'll go out to deliver food later. You help me prepare 500 caddies of food. Wang Ran made a rough estimate. It was already 2 p.m., and it was almost enough to deliver 500 caddies today. Good host. But we're all a little hungry. Su Xiao and Lin Momo said with a smile. For it. It's too late, drink some red. Wang Ran stretched out his hand. Fortunately, his wounds healed fairly quickly, otherwise his fingers would have been gnawed away. Su Xiao and Lin Momo took a finger each and started to suck. Xiaojian, who was beside him, was stunned for a while, and he took a bite out of Wang Ran's finger. Igi. How can you guy? Go. 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 Wang Ran drove Xiaojin aside. Xiaojin licked the blood on his teeth and swallowed it into his stomach. A burst of energy swelled within her. Not long after, Su Xiao and Lin Momo let go of Wang Ran's fingers contentedly. Okay, let's go get the food. And this little guy's lunch, I think she's starving. Wang Ran rubbed his fingers. Su Xiao and Lin Momo nodded and went to work separately. Wang Ran logged into the forum, confirmed the address and wrote it down in his notebook. Today, I will send the area to the east first, and by the way, I can also take a look at Donghu Island. Soon, things will be ready. Master, can I go with you? Su Xiao asked. You two should stay and watch the house. Momo is not strong enough now. I don't worry about her here alone. I'll be back when I'm done. You, watch less of these kinds of films, and watch more literary and drama films. Wang Ran ordered. Su Xiao and Lin Momo lowered their heads in shame. No way, they are all newbies and have no skills. Just using brute force, it's good, but it's not always fun enough. Help me move things out first. I still have to find a car. Little guy, don't come out. Wang Ran said something to Xiaojin. Xiaojin seemed to understand, lying on the ground motionless. It was also possible that he was just too full. The trio carried the food out on a cart. Wang Ran searched on the side of the road and finally chose a Wuling Hongguang. Although there is a Porsche next to it, it cannot be installed. The Wuling Hongguang is still good, with plenty of power and a lot of space. The two girls helped load the food into the car. Master, come back early. Su Xiao kissed Wang Ran's face. And me. Lin Momo kissed on the other side. Wang Ran sighed in his heart. Fortunately, I only have 2 female zombie followers. If there are more than a dozen, going out is a hassle. Do not. If there are a dozen or so, they can't go out at all. Just feeding it every day can make it impossible for you to walk. Go away, go back early. You go back too. Let dozens of zombies come to the door when I'm not here to prevent others from inquiring into the warehouse. After Wang Ran warned him, he drove Wuling Hongguang off. The first address is relatively close to the warehouse. It's a shop in front of an old neighborhood. As for why the shops in the old community had so much gold, Wang Ran was too lazy to think about it. Anyway, if it is a fake address, just change the location. Soon, Wang Ran arrived at his destination. To be honest, the road at the entrance of the old community is very narrow, and there are many cars parked in the middle. Thanks to Wang Ran's good driving skills, he barely drove in. At the door of the store, Wang Ran looked around and saw that it was a goldsmithing shop. No wonder there is gold. Wang Ran pulled the handbrake and got out of the car. I have to deal with the zombies I have brought along first. However, the zombies near this old community seem to be older. Some zombies may have osteoporosis and break their legs after just 2 steps. Wang Ran handled it with ease, and cleaned up the surroundings in a few minutes. After getting the zombies, Wang Ran knocked on the door of the gold shop. There was a slight movement inside, but no one came to open the door. Forums, posts, gold for food. Wang Ran shouted from inside. This time, the movement was a little louder. Are there any zombies outside? The people inside asked this first. It is estimated that they dare not open the door casually. I killed them all, don't worry, open the door. Wang Ran said lightly. It's normal to be wary. In this world, only the vigilant can survive. Wang Ran had only survived for a year on high alert before. Crash. The shutter door was pulled open. The door was opened by an old man in his 60s. There were also 2 teenage boys inside, both with sharpened wooden sticks facing the front. Very vigilant. The food is in the car. You want to change 20 pounds of food, right? 1 pound of 100 grams of gold, are you ready? Wang Ran asked. Ready. Comrade, this price. The old man hesitated a little, obviously feeling that it was expensive. But looking at the faces of him and the 2 boys next to him, they didn't look very good. At first glance, they hadn't eaten for a day or 2. Food is more important to them. The price is not negotiable. You should know what the world is now. Gold or something, what's the use of hiding it, can you eat it? Or make a few pieces of jewelry and be buried with you when you die? Wang Ran said lightly. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 28. The old man was stunned for a while, and soon figured it out. Okay, let's change it. I have 2,800 grams of gold here, let me change 28 pounds of food. The old man probably figured it out and took out all the gold. Wang Ran nodded. He had already prepared a margin in order to cope with this situation. Get the gold ready, I'll go get the food. Wang Ran turned around and walked back to the car. Grandfather. A truckload of food. Do you want? Asked the older boy. The old man understood what the grandson meant. There are many of them, and the grandson wants to kill people and grab goods. The old man frowned and hesitated for a while. No. Look at the zombies at the door, all of them were killed. It should be this person who did it. We are not his opponents. Let's just change things honestly. After all, the elderly are older and more knowledgeable, so they are more cautious when considering issues. The big boy gritted his teeth and gave up the idea. Soon, Wang Ran came over with food. Here you can find cooked food, vegetables, fruit, and pasta. The variety is quite rich. As soon as the thing appeared, the stomachs of the 3 grandfather and grandson rang at the same time. They hadn't eaten for a day and a half and were starving. Comrade, this is gold, you keep it? The old man obeyed and handed the gold to Wang Ran. There are gold necklaces and gold knots in it. Obviously, it was the things that were saved in the store that had not yet been smelted. Wang Ran checked it with the tip of a knife, and it was in good condition, without any messy metal. Okay, the deal is done. Wish you guys good luck. Wang Ran put the gold into the black bag. By the way, if you want to kill someone, it's best not to write it on your face. Easy to be discovered by the other party. Wang Ran turned around and reminded the older boy. As a person who has survived in the apocalypse for a year, Wang Ran can easily see the intentions of others in their eyes. In addition, this is just a stunned young man, Wang Ran saw it at a glance. The boy was shocked. Did he see that he wanted to kill him? Is he not nervous at all? Is it because of the power gap? The boy was so frightened that he was instantly soaked in sweat. Fortunately, I gave up this idea just now, otherwise now, I might end up with the zombies outside. The old man quickly pulled down the shutters. With 28 pounds of food, their grandfather and grandson can survive for at least 10 days. As for 10 days later, only left to fate. Wang Ran returned to Wulinghongguang and continued to drive to the next target. The next target is an old warehouse in the city. As soon as Wang Ran arrived nearby, he felt something was wrong. This warehouse, the defense is not good. It is unlikely that there are survivors who chose this place to live. On the contrary, the nearby dormitory building has relatively better defense. So, whoever left this address? Something wrong. As expected. As soon as Wang Ran's car stopped, 5 men with fire axes appeared around. They were all wearing helmets and blue overalls and appeared to be nearby workers. Director, someone really delivered food to your door. It still looks like a full car. A worker said with a smile. Haha. I didn't expect it either. Don't worry about eating now. I've been sick of eating shriveled buns for a long time. The leader was a middle-aged man with a beer belly, probably their supervisor. In the early days of the apocalypse, the average small team still maintains the organizational structure before the apocalypse. The supervisor is still the supervisor. But after a while it will be different. Only those who are capable and ruthless can become the boss. This beer belly. It won't be long before he will be kicked off by his men. How? Are you trying to rob me? Wang Ran was instantly happy. Unexpectedly, I encountered this situation when I delivered the second order of takeout. Boy, if you say robbery, then you will be rewarded. Come on, take a root, and put things down. Let's be friends. The supervisor took out a cigarette and threw it at Wang Ran. Wang Ran smiled and drew his knife directly, cutting the smoke in mid-air into 2 pieces. The 5 workers present were stunned at the same time. This is a tough stubble. Director, there are so many of us, what are we afraid of? Shouted a dark-skinned worker. He is not only oppressing Wang Ran in his momentum, but also emboldening himself. The worker's words alerted the supervisor. There are many of them. Boy, no matter how good you are, can you deal with the 5 of us? Don't resist, everyone save your strength. If you really force us to do it, wouldn't you be asking for trouble if you accidentally hurt you? The supervisor threatened. Who said? You have more people than me. Wang Ran smiled and turned on the car audio on Wulinghongguang. This sound, although the sound quality is not good, but the volume is loud. The vast horizon is my love. A divine song resounded through the abandoned warehouse. The zombies outside heard the sound and gathered here in a steady stream. Are you crazy? If you can't beat us, you will die with us. There was panic in the supervisor's voice. Zombies are pouring in from all directions. Just 5 of them can't beat these dozens of zombies at all. Who said I couldn't beat you? I just want to be lazy. You scumbags, I'm too lazy to do it myself. Wang Ran got into the car and turned off the stereo. It is enough to attract dozens of zombies. If there are more, it will take a lot of effort to go out on your own. Director, he's leaving. The dark-skinned worker pointed to Wulinghongguang. Boom. With the roar of the engine, Wulinghongguang accelerated directly and crashed into the exit. After hitting 3 or 5 zombies blocking the road, Wang Ran drove the car away smoothly. As for the 5 workers and dozens of zombies in the abandoned warehouse, it has nothing to do with him. Hearing the screams from a distance, Wang Ran drove to the next target. The next few orders went well. No obstacles were encountered. Most of the food in the car has also been replaced. In the end, the Seaview Villa area next to Donghu Island is left. The last 2 customers are both in that community. Wang Ran drove along the seaside road for 10 minutes and came to the East Lake Villa. The gate of the villa was tightly closed, and there were many roadblocks on the outside. At first glance, it was a precautionary measure that took a lot of effort. The rich man's villa is different. At the end of the day, you can enjoy this level of property service. Who are you? What are you doing here? Two uniformed security guards walked out of the box with motorcycle helmets and long sticks. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu Da Cha Xiao. Chapter 29. Delivery. Someone ordered takeout. Wang Ran stuck his head out of the car and said, "Takeout? Can you still order takeout in this world?" The younger security guard looked blank. The owner of 2 buildings and the owner of 18 buildings. You will find out by contacting yourself and asking. Wang Ran looked at the notebook. You wait. The older security guard took out the walkie-talkie and asked the sentry to call to confirm the situation. Does your community do such a professional thing? Wang Ran waited, and handed a cucumber to the younger security guard. Of course. Our community is the most luxurious in the city. The property fee alone is 100,000 per household per year. Our security measures, etc., were already leading domestically before the end of the world. Our 50-person security team can basically guarantee that no zombies can sneak in from outside. In the community, we will also conduct regular inspections to prevent internal residents from corpses. The little security guard explained with great pride, and after taking a bite of the cucumber, it was really fragrant. But you are so closed, are there enough materials inside? Wang Ran asked. He hit the idea of this community. Since there are rich people in it, there must be a lot of gold. Instead of running all over the city, it is better to directly do business with this villa community. Hey, who has hoarded so many supplies these days? It's just that our property was giving back to the residents a while ago. We got 2,000 caddies of organic rice, and each family gave out 20 caddies. It probably won't last long. However, each of these households has a large courtyard. Many people have already started growing potatoes and greens. Our property has dug most of the green space and planted a little. As long as the zombies don't come in, I can barely make a living. The little security guard sighed. Wang Ran nodded. Communities like this have a natural advantage in the early days of the apocalypse. Their walls are built very high, and there are power grids on them. And it's still far from the city's seaside. There are not many zombies, and individual scattered zombies cannot cross the wall. As long as the people inside don't commit suicide, it's fine to live here for a while. I have communicated with the residents, and it is true that there is some takeaway from you. Do you mind if we check the car? For safety's sake, sorry. The old security guard finished communicating and came over to ask. No problem, the car is full of food, no zombies. Wang Ran took another banana and handed it to the old security guard. The old security guard smiled knowingly and put the banana in his pocket. This is the benefit of being a security guard. I usually accept cigarettes, and in the end of the world, I accept food. There is no psychological barrier at all. The old security guard checked and confirmed that there was nothing wrong, so he removed the barricade and informed the post to open the railing. Wang Ran bid farewell to the 2 security guards and drove Wulinghongguang into the villa area. There are a total of 100 villas in this villa complex. Wang Ran's clients are villas 2 and 18. After being led by the sign, Wang Ran drove to villa number 18. The villas here are as expected by the security guard at the entrance, each with a large yard. This kind of villa can't be bought by tens of millions. Wang Ran parked the car and rang the doorbell. Not long after, a middle-aged woman in a nightgown walked out. She was holding a kitchen knife in her hand, and she seemed to be very vigilant. "You're the one on the forum that said you can exchange food." The middle-aged woman was quite surprised to see Wang Ran really come to the door. She just accidentally saw this post while browsing the forum to check information, and left a comment. Unexpectedly, the other party really brought food to the door. Could it be that the outside world is not as chaotic as rumored in the forum? "You said to change £50, right?" Wang Ran asked. "Yes. 5,000 grams of gold, for 50 caddies of food." The middle-aged woman nodded. Judging from her tone, it was as casual as going out to buy a dish. It seems that rich people are different. Everything is in the car. If you bring gold, you can take things away. Wang Ran opened the carriage to show the middle-aged woman. At this time, some strange noises suddenly came from the house. One of them seems to be the sound of chains. "Oh, it's my dog. I don't worry about it staying in the yard, so I locked it in the house," the middle-aged woman explained with a flustered expression. "I'll get the gold, you wait a moment," the middle-aged woman said and entered the house. The sound of the chains soon disappeared. After a while, the middle-aged woman came out with a small suitcase. "This is a gold bar issued by the bank, and a piece is exactly 1,000 grams. There are $5 here." The middle-aged woman took out the gold brick from the suitcase and handed it to Wang Ran. "Okay, here's your 50 pounds of food." When the middle-aged woman entered the house, Wang Ran took the food out of the car and put it in the yard. The middle-aged woman looked at it and frowned slightly. "You here? No meat?" asked the middle-aged woman. "Meat? There is a bit of cooked food, but it's gone today." What Wang Ran took out was all food with a short shelf life. Meat can be refrigerated, so he didn't plan to take it out. "Delicatessen. Is there any raw meat?" "Blood one is best." The middle-aged woman was slightly excited. An idea flashed in Wang Ran's mind. Chain. Raw meat. Locked zombies. This middle-aged woman has a zombie in her house. Not her husband, but her children. "Sorry, no raw meat." Wang Ran shrugged. In the last days, you can be abstained from morals and laws, but take resources to feed zombies. This kind of thing is so shameless. Can't stand it. The two in my family drank their own blood, so they shouldn't be condemned. I'm willing to pay double the price. Triple. Is triple okay?" the middle-aged woman pleaded. Seeing Wang Ran's expression, she knew that it was not that he did not, but that he did not want to. Yes, in the last days, vegetables and fruits are easy to grow, but poultry is difficult to raise. "Sorry, that's all. If you still need it in the future, you can send me a message directly. I stopped service after a week." Wang Ran wrote a note to the middle-aged woman. The middle-aged woman sighed, a trace of loss flashed in her eyes. Obviously, the 50 caddies of food did not make her very happy. After finishing Villa 18, Wang Ran drove Wuling Hongguang to find the last client. "You can go home after the last one is delivered." After some searching, Wang Ran found Villa number 2 in the depths of the villa area. In this community, starting from Villa number 10, the luxury has risen by another level. Villas 1 to 10 have their own swimming pools, basketball courts, and large gardens. P.S. I want to buy a book today. It was the author of this book who pulled me to Hedgehog Cat when I was facing the base. If you have any dissatisfaction with me, please go to him. La 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 la. This is a slow-paced healthcare article with a World of Warcraft background, suitable for watching slowly with a drink. Ad thrown to the other world by the Bronze Dragon. It's Doomsday, there are all-female zombies around. Author, Yu Da Cha Xiao. Chapter 30. Tisk tisk tisk, the rich are simply too corrupt. Wang Ran sighed and parked the car. To be honest, living in such an environment is indeed quite enviable. Compared with this place, my own small apartment is like a dog kennel. Wang Ran stepped forward and knocked on the door, and then rang the doorbell. It is estimated that because the house is too big, it took a while before someone opened the door. You were told by the property to deliver food, right? The door opened a crack, and a clear female voice asked. It's not a gift, it's an exchange. Get your gold ready. Wang Ran said lightly. Let me see if there is really food. The girl behind the door was very cautious. Wang Ran sighed, walked into the car, took out a bag of brown sugar steamed buns and a bag of tomatoes, and shook it towards the crack of the door. The door opened slowly. A 16 or 17-year-old girl in a short plaid skirt held a crossbow in her hand and looked at Wang Ran carefully. What about your elders? Just you at home alone? Wang Ran was stunned. It's the end of the day, and it's hard for a little girl to survive. Although the current security measures in this community are okay, but who knows how long it will last. Of course there are adults in my family. The adults are staying in the house. The little girl responded. Wang Ran smiled. Ghost letter. If there are adults at home, will you let a little girl open the door? It is good to have this kind of vigilance, but it is too tender. If she encounters someone who really has bad intentions, she can't handle it. You ordered 30 pounds, right? I still have 54 pounds here. If you want to pack it, I will count you 50 pounds. Wang Ran picked up a tomato and said while nibbling. The girl was silent for a while, then nodded. I'll get the gold, you wait at the door. After the girl finished speaking, she closed the door. Wang Ran smiled, admiring the little girl. This is very similar to my previous self. Regardless of the situation, stay alert to those around you. This is also the reason why Wang Ran could survive for a year as a War 5 scum before. Before long, the door opened again. The girl came out with a small box. 5,000 grams of gold. You test it? The girl stopped 10 meters away from Wang Ran and threw the box forward. At this distance, if ordinary people have any bad ideas, they will definitely not be as fast as a crossbow. Wang Ran was accustomed to girls' prudence, and quickly tried the quality of the gold bars, and there was no problem. A total of 54 pounds. I'll leave 2 eggplants to the security guard at the door, and the rest will be for you. Wang Ran started to unload the goods. 54 caddies of food were placed on the ground. At this time, the girl breathed a sigh of relief. By the way, can you get a mouse? Logitech's razors will do. I'll exchange a gold bar for it. The girl said. One of her gold bars is 500 grams. A gold bar for a mouse. Wang Ran was stunned. Is there such a need? Are you an internet addict girl? If you can, help me get another graphics card, 2080 Ti will do. I'll give you 2 gold bars. The girl added. The mouse has a ready-made, and the graphics card is not enough. I'm too lazy to go to the computer city for 2 gold bars. This is my WeChat, if you need anything, you can send it to me directly. I'll bring whatever I have. Wang Ran wrote a note to the girl. The girl nodded. I didn't expect Doomsday to have such a convenient takeout service. Except that LOL is a bit more difficult to match opponents, and it is no different from the previous life. Wang Ran put away the gold bars and returned to the car. Today, the takeaway task is completed, and the current situation in An City has been roughly understood after all the way. Now as long as you go to Donghu Island to explore, you can go home. Wang Ran drove Wuling Hongguang back to the gate of the community. The 2 security guards came out to say hello from a distance before. This is the relationship between cucumbers and bananas. Little brother, will it be delivered so soon? The old security guard asked with a smile. Yes, there are only 2 households, so it's natural to send them quickly. By the way, I still have several thousand caddies of food to deal with. You guys help me ask the residents here who are interested, and help me count. I'll give you some by the way when I come next time. Wang Ran said. If you want to quickly dispose of those foods that are about to expire, this community is a good choice. Get the security, they will naturally help to publicize. Oh, what's so embarrassing? Okay. We'll do the statistics for you later. You have sent 2 households before, and the residents here should be more likely to believe and receive. The old guard said with a smile. Here are a few more eggplants. Send it to you. Wang Ran took out the eggplant and handed it to 2 security guards. Looking for someone to do things, you have to give some benefits before and after. Oh, right. When I went to deliver something on the 18th just now, I felt something was wrong. I always feel like there's a zombie inside. Of course, hopefully I'm just overthinking it. However, to be safe, you'd better go and have a look. Wang Ran reminded. Although the life of the people here has nothing to do with him, even if he wants to die, he has to wait until he has finished disposing of the food that is about to expire. Okay. Thank you, little brother. We'll go check it out. The 2 security guards saluted Wang Ran. The railings and barricades at the door were removed, and Wang Ran drove out of the community. At the entrance of the community, there were several fresh zombie corpses lying down. It seems that Wang Ran was killed when he went in to deliver the goods. The security measures here are really good. If it weren't for a massive number of zombies or mutant zombies to attack, it would be difficult to break through. It was almost evening when we left the community. The scenery on the seaside road is very good, and the sunset reflects the sea. Wang Ran drove to Donghu Island not far away. After passing the long bridge, Wang Ran came to Donghu Island. This is an island covering an area of nearly 200 acres, and the island is a newly built resort. In addition to dozens of single-family villas, there is a large main building on the island. In the main building, there are restaurants, gyms, rooftop infinity pools, cinemas, wine cellars, etc. It can be said that the basic survival and entertainment facilities are complete here. There are even fresh water purification systems that can directly distill seawater into fresh water. The only regret is that no generator or anything like that was found. It is estimated that the hotel has just been built and has not yet started operation, so it is not equipped. I don't know if the few units on the edge of the warehouse are shipped here or not. Wang Ran walked around the island and sighed again. The location here is great. The island is surrounded by cliffs and the bridge is the only way to get to the island. It's really a good place to defend. When the food on hand is finished, you can move it over by yourself. Oh no, even at the same time. The next time I deliver the goods, I can drive a large truck, and some things that do not need refrigeration, such as canned food, can be brought here first. At that time, arrange a small follower to watch, not afraid of being robbed.